In the heart of the 15th century, amidst the crumbling remnants of the once mighty Byzantine Empire, there stood a young conqueror, a man driven by ambition, strategy, and an unquenchable thirst for glory. His name, Mehmed II. Welcome back to Echoes of Empires, where today we unveil the gripping tale of Mehmed the Conqueror, his rise to power, his relentless campaign, and the ultimate destiny that awaited him. The stage is set in the year 1451. The mighty Ottoman Sultan Murad II has just passed away, leaving behind a vast empire and a legacy of conquest. In his place steps forward Mehmed II, his son, who at the tender age of 19 finds himself at the helm of a burgeoning empire. But Mehmed's gaze is not fixed on the sprawling territories of his inheritance. His eyes burn with an even grander vision, the capture of the fabled city of Constantinople. Now let's rewind to the year 1451. As Murad II's reign draws to a close, he leaves behind a securely established Ottoman state. Provinces stretching from the Balkans to North Africa are under firm Ottoman control, laying the groundwork for the empire's future expansion. However, amidst this stability, a storm is brewing. Murad II had made a critical miscalculation, appointing his younger son, Jamil, as the heir apparent instead of the eldest, Mehmed. This decision sparks discontent amongst the Janissaries, the elite infantry unit of the Ottoman army, who are staunch supporters of Mehmed. They demand recognition of Mehmed's seniority, threatening unrest if Murad persists with his choice. Faced with this ultimatum, Murad has no choice but to yield. Thus, despite his misgivings about his elder son's temperament and suitability for the throne, he accepts the inevitable, paving the way for Mehmed's succession to the throne. However, as Murad departs this mortal realm, he leaves behind a shroud of uncertainty. Jamil, resentful over the turn of events, gathers loyalists around him and lays siege to Constantinople. It's a bold move, a direct challenge to Mehmed's authority. But Mehmed is not one to back down. With the support of the Janissaries, he marches forth, crushing the rebellion and securing his position as the undisputed ruler of the Ottoman Empire. But his journey to becoming the conqueror of Constantinople has just begun. The year is 1453. After having secured his rule over the Ottoman lands, Mehmed sets his sights on the jewel of the Byzantine Empire, Constantinople. He knows that to capture this well-fortified city, a strategic and meticulous approach is necessary. So he begins assembling the key elements of what would be a remarkable plan. His first order of business is to take charge of the Bosporus Strait, which connects the Black Sea to the Sea of Marmara, effectively blocking any potential naval aid to the city. To achieve this, he directs his attention to the western shore of the strait and embarks on the construction of a massive fortress known as Rumeli Hisar. Built with astonishing speed, the fortress is completed within months, giving the Ottomans full control of the Bosporus. It stands as a testament to Ottoman engineering prowess, effectively cutting off any hope of maritime relief for the beleaguered city. As the fortress nears completion, Mehmed turns his thoughts to weaponry. He commissions renowned engineers, including the brilliant mind of Orban, a Hungarian expert in the art of siegecraft. Together they design a series of giant cannons, including one massive piece of artillery named after its maker, the mountain gun. These cannons are no mere instruments of war. They are symbols of Ottoman power, each shot echoing the might of the rising empire. Meanwhile, on the other side of the Bosporus, in the very heart of Constantinople, Byzantine Emperor Constantine XI watches these developments with growing alarm. He knows that the fate of his empire hangs in the balance. With limited resources and an army that's outnumbered and outgunned, he prepares to defend his city, desperately trying to bolster the ancient city walls against the impending Ottoman onslaught. On April 6, 1453, with every preparation complete, both militarily and strategically, Mehmed gives the signal for the commencement of the siege. An army numbering between 80,000 and 150,000 men descended upon the city, forming a tight cordon sanitaire that left no room for escape or resupply. The force was comprised of elite Ottoman troops, Janissaries, Sipahis, and cavalrymen ready to lay siege to the city. Meanwhile, the Ottoman navy firmly controlled the sea, preventing any possibility of naval aid or reinforcement reaching the city. Trapped within the city walls, Constantine XI and his ragtag band of defenders, which included not only Byzantine troops, but also volunteers from across Europe, prepared for the long haul. Despite the imposing Ottoman forces, the spirit of resistance ran high. The defenders, though outnumbered, were bolstered by an unshakable determination to hold their ground. For days, the siege continued with the Ottoman forces bombarding the city relentlessly. Yet to everyone's surprise, the massive walls of Constantinople held firm, repelling numerous assaults. But the defenders were not without their own strategies. One such tactic involved a nocturnal sortie, during which the Byzantines destroyed several Ottoman boats, sending them to the bottom of the Golden Horn. This daring move was not only a surprise attack, but also served to undermine Ottoman morale, showcasing the tenacity of the beleaguered defenders. Despite these setbacks, the Ottomans pressed on, their patience wearing thin. Mehmed decided to change tactics. Instead of continuing the costly assaults, he ordered his ships to be dragged overland, a risky yet ingenious maneuver designed to circumvent the Byzantine defenses. The plan was audacious, controversial, and unprecedented. Under the cloak of darkness, greased logs were placed beneath the ships. Then, with the help of thousands of soldiers, the ships were pulled across the isthmus, bypassing the Golden Horn entirely. This bold move caught the Byzantines off guard, forcing them to confront the reality that their naval blockade was ineffective. With his fleet now positioned on the other side of the Horn, Mehmed was poised to tighten his grip on the city, leaving the Byzantines with little hope of receiving external aid. With Constantinople effectively sealed off, Mehmed knew that the end was near for the city. His army was well supplied and prepared to lay siege to the city for the long haul. Soon, breaches appeared in the wall and the relentless Ottoman attacks grew more effective. The once proud walls of Constantinople, which had withstood the test of time and numerous sieges, began to crumble under the weight of the Ottoman assault. As the breaches widened and the Ottoman troops surged through, the Byzantine defenders fought valiantly, yet hopelessly. The end was inevitable. Finally, on May 29, 1453, after a siege that had lasted just over 2 months, the Ottoman flag was raised over the Hagia Sophia, marking the end of the Byzantine Empire and the birth of a new era. Mehmed II had done the impossible. He had conquered Constantinople, cementing his place in history as a great conqueror. So there you have it, folks, the incredible tale of Mehmed the Conqueror, his ambition, his audacity, his brilliance, and his indomitable will. If you found this video intriguing, please consider subscribing and sharing it with your friends. And don't forget to stay tuned for more exciting episodes. See you next time.